Wow. Hello. Hi. I saw record. I'm living. I remain alive. I actually woke up even later this time, but I still got here, I suppose. I love to lay in bed all day and lay in bed all day. My favorite things to do. Responsibilities are kind of fun too, though. Hi, Random. Hi, Jack. Hello. Watching ads. This person doesn't have an ad blocker. Loser. Hi, Vettel. Abidal? I don't know. I'm going. I'm going to just be sitting here for a bit, I suppose. In the dark. It's very dark. I don't know if I chose Diva because I want to get back into streaming, but I also want to take it easy a little bit to do things that aren't too difficult on me so that, you know, I can keep myself to keep streaming. I kept missing streams because of my horrendous sleep schedule. It's not because I hate you or anything like that. Oh, thank God. I laid awake at night worrying. I live whether or not people show up. I think I'd be very embarrassed if nobody showed up at all. That'd be the point where it's like, okay, I think I'm done streaming. I think maybe I'll give it up properly, proper style. But I don't feel that bad about people not being here because people have lives and whatnot. I don't. I don't, but I still don't show up every time. Hi Kalkum. Hi Miktigo. Hi Adrian. Hi Uber. I'm a little. Hold on. One day you'll forget to hit the go live button and only realize an hour into streaming to the void. No, I think I'd realize very fast. I think you can kind of tell, but I always sort of wait for people to actually show up before I start talking because otherwise I'm going to die of cringe and all that, you know? Like, ooh, nobody's here. Ooh. It's quiet. Sorry about that. Give me a moment. How's the audio? What if your mic was muted? This has happened before. I always know. Audio issues are so incredibly embarrassing. It feels... Sorry, I tabbed out to adjust some things. It feels, like I'm stupid in a new and fresh way, right? I especially hate it during karaoke's. I think I've gotten embarrassed deeply enough to like rage quit those types of streams almost. Have you done a mold check lately? My room is clean. My floor is clean. I did my laundry 2 days ago. I have so much... It looks like I'm closing my eyes, but I'm actually just looking down to read you guys. Hi Ringo. What if we sense you trying to stream and start posting emojis and then post schizo chat messages as if you're live so you can't actually tell? I think after a while I'd notice because there wouldn't actually be any conversation happening, right? Have you seen that rhythm game that's coming out where you have to hypnotize anime girls? By, like, WSS Playground or whatever. Or maybe that's just their YouTube channel, I don't know. But the people behind Needy Girl Overdose, Needy Streamer Overload, whatever you want to call it. Like, Yun Yun Dempa Syndrome or something. You forgot to turn on BGM for one of those one time. It was definitely more than one time, and I definitely don't want to think about it if possible. I definitely, when I think about that sort of stuff, it makes me want to crawl into a hole. And maybe not die, but maybe decompose a little bit. Eventually I'll crawl back out and freshen up a bit, but, you know. I should. So, I don't have... I'm pretty experienced with this game, but what I'm playing with right now doesn't have that many songs done because I actually have Project Diva on like a bunch of devices. I got really good at it on Switch originally, like when it first came out. Hi Kakam. Hi dog. We'll just act like it didn't happen for a bit. That's what I usually do. That's, you know, I'm embarrassed for a little bit and then I move on and I forget. And then everyone goes, you know, hey Belle, remember that time you did something really embarrassing? Because, you know, they all love to see me tormented. I checked this game is your Skyrim. Project Diva, for the most part, for the longest time, was exclusive to consoles and whatnot. And even then, originally, it was exclusive to a lot of consoles I just did not own. I think pretty much all of them were on PlayStation. Varieties of PlayStation. I think there was one that was on like PS Vita and PS3. That would be F2 maybe. I don't know. I never owned a PSP or a PS Vita, so I have to think like which one came second? Which one was the stupid one? They were both the stupid one. Why did they run off discs? 3-stream streak! Ooh, finally! I've streamed enough for people to get streaks. I like playing the Project Diva arcade at round 1. I've seen plenty of footage of that kind of stuff, but I've never actually played it myself. I've never been to a round 1 or anything like that. They've had a bunch of HoloLive collaborations though. I think I can't drive, so I'd need to be driven around or something, and I think like if my dad brought me to an arcade and I came out with VTuber merchandise, I think I would have to die out of shame. Yep, this is your daughter, father. Sorry. I learned it on the PSP, so now I can't play it at all unless I change the prompts to PlayStation style. The games that I personally owned were Project Mirai, which is really an honest hidden gem. It's really good. People are gonna be like, oh, it's not difficult enough, and that's because their rhythm game rotted. But anyway, I owned Project Mirai Deluxe and this on a few systems. So, bizarrely enough, I'm mostly used to Nintendo style Diva, where it uses like ABXY. But wait, I have it set up right? I think they put controls bizarrely enough in. Oh my god. This is not a vanilla song, certainly, by the way. Something I like to do. Okay, I have that set up. Rumble feature off. God. Handy when everything on PC uses Xbox prompts. I hate Xbox controls. I hate Steam Deck controls. I don't know what possessed them to go like, oh, you know those iconic Nintendo controls we know so well? We'll use those, but in the wrong order. What is wrong with you? Create unique symbols, moron. Hey Tethera. Hi Bob. Wow, so many streams this month. What can I say? I'm a streaming addict. I love to stream. I click. Why would don't put me in normal? I'm a extreme. I will. I'll just go with that. I'm getting into it. I'm the gamer. I cursed myself with this. I'm trying so hard to overlook it. We can call this a challenge, maybe? This song was done by Doriko, who I don't actually think of much as a producer. But I always think about how cute their name is. Kind of rolls off the tongue, I think. I can talk on easier songs like this, but I can't bring myself to read chat. I'm too focused. She's so stiff. How loud's the controller? I just barely fell short of an excellent. Hello. I can read again. I'm literate. Literacy! I love to learn and read and know things. Did the new Diva game still do the thing where there's a section of the song that's worth like 90% of the score? Nope. There's, what do you call it? I need to think. It's not chance time. Chance time is when, like, oh, we'll change the video. It's, technical zone, I think? I thought they were fun, but I thought it was really brutal of it to like end if you missed one, rather than grading you based on that or something. Hi Eric, good morning Belle, have you eaten yet? I ate some ramen earlier. I woke up at 11, so I wanted to be quick about it. Because it's something along the lines of like, I said I would stream yesterday, I better get to it. Chance time is usually brutal in any game. Not really chance time, the technical zones. Chance time is just, you have to be clearing the song, and you also have to press the, what do you call it? Whatever button pops up, the single button press. No, chance time is the, like, rainbow. I did not mean to... I don't even know this song. Not by heart. I have a lot of stuff in this that just came in, like, mod packs that I don't actually know. Pinocchio P. This one's really hard, so I'm definitely not. I'm not getting a good score on this. I'm confident in my ability to not fail it though. Just confusing. I also have performance anxiety. I swear I usually do better than this. I am a liar and a fraud, I'm sorry. Real Women and Migu song. There's plenty of formal music videos for Vocaloid songs. But also Pinocchio P himself. There's a lot of background vocals for this. He's the male voice that cuts in whenever to do some rap or something. How are you able to read that well? I can't even focus on half the stuff thrown on screen and I play Osu. I mean, if you can't read, you can't. What can you do? Because even if I can read, my motor skills aren't keeping up. You rap. Rap is fine. It's one of those things that gets kind of... People are gonna be like, oh, rap, oh, it's all about these things. I think it's just kind of the same thing that happened to country music, though. Like, country music has plenty of very, very good songs, but the modern view of country music is like pop that you sing in a southern accent. Right? I love to sing about my truck and beer and America and whatnot, and all of this is going to be auto-tuned, even though I'm talking about how good traditional things are. It's obnoxious. As Zeppelins can't stay for more than a minute because we're glad to see you survived another day. Don't worry, I'll die tomorrow, probably. Maybe. Who knows? On other copies of this game that I own, I have like a little favorites playlist, so I don't have to see songs I don't care about or don't want to play. This one's a port from Project Diva X, fun fact. Had a very controversial reception, Project Diva X. These medleys they had were interesting though. I really want to get to 100 combo. I don't think this is a song you really have to focus on, but most of the time I don't have anyone to talk to while I play, so it's kind of strange, I suppose. I think the outfits for this, I can show them in a bit, maybe. I think they're really stupid, but they're used in a lot of concerts. I think they probably stopped it when they overhauled the models, though. I think for the longest time they were either just using direct Project Diva ports or some kind of customized version. Hi, Super Duper. God bless slow parts of the song where I can actually look around. I like Yuppie. I don't know if he still is, but he's the guitarist for Baby Metal now. He replaced the guy that died. Are you going to the Miku concerts they got planned for this year? No. You know they switched entirely to LED screens? For the concerts, like, rather than the glass they used to use. Miku Expo, the one across, one like last year or the year before or something, got a lot of flack because you could see the stage lighting up behind the LED screen. Is baby metal a band? I thought it was a genre. No, it is not a genre. I mean, maybe you could say they created their own genre or something, but it's a Japanese band. Oh my god. I remember just a song I really like won the song contest, so I was looking forward to that. And I was coping for a bit, like, oh, maybe the giant custom-built glass screen they had to have broke or something. And you know, on the next place they tour, it'll be fixed. Nope. They use LED screens for Magic Mirai recently too, I think. It's not the worst ever, it's just a matter of they really don't put in the effort. I've wanted Tide. That was embarrassing. That was a chance time, but I don't even know what it changes. Because this is modded. Hi Nacio, Sai Hayabusa. Fumbled that combo as hard, almost as hard as he fumbled my mom last night. Are you bragging that your mom didn't sleep with me? Are you bragging that I didn't sleep with your mom? What, 'cause you did? I wanna try something harder. There was... got obsessed with this one after Gargura cleared it very effortlessly, and I was thinking like, oh man, I should try to become at least as good as Gargura, right? I haven't. I still haven't. Too much performance anxiety, I suppose. What if Gura is God Gamer? Have you seen her play? She definitely is. I really want it to happen eventually. If it doesn't happen, I'll just feel sad. Ah. No. I'm going to stick with this. My mistake to hold on to. I swear I'm better than this. I'm going to full lock it. This feels like a humiliation ritual. I don't think I'm even setting a new record. Have I fumbled this hard before? To be fair, this is all Gura does when she's not streaming, and you could guess what I mean by that. I mean, there was, like, I saw Saba a while back, and I remember she said something like, oh, I can finally show off the kind of mods I download for this game. So she does play other things, I suppose. Oog. I proctor. I think I need to lie in my grave for fumbling that hard. Get back on my game. I think this is one of the songs Pinocchio P made for... He kind of had this phase where it felt like he was making songs for VTubers to cover. I don't know that he's really out of that phase. I'm having a heart attack. I won't complain about more VTuber covers. I don't really want VTuber covers if they're of kind of low effort songs, you know? I don't know. Hey Val, Deja wanted to say hi for him and ask you kindly not to make fun of the fact that he can't be here because he has to work for money. Ain't it too? Don't laugh at their need to earn wages. Wagey cagey. What do you mean they can't become a full-time loser? I've become a full-time loser. I say become like I was... like I had any moment where I wasn't. I'm going to... Can you still hear me? I'm going to scoot back a little bit to get a better view of the screen. Because my face is pressed right against everything. Nothing more shameful than a combo full of misses. Yay! Rank up! Woohoo! The rank caps at 3-9 though. Ugh. Agony. You ever go to the arcade to play truly twisted rhythm games? I don't go to arcades, okay? I garbage day. They're too urban for me, I guess. There's not an easy place I can go to. I can't easily go to an arcade. This one got very controversial. I think it's a nice song though. I think what they replaced it with was terrible. Arcades barely exist here anymore. I don't think it's that arcades don't exist. I think, well, in my area, I think it's more that this just isn't a very leisure area, very luxury area, I suppose. Belle hates Neru. Ooh, I do hate Neru. I'm so tired of like stupid new gens, whatever. I see. It's not like I talk to that many people, but like I go online, it's like, oh, let's look at all the Vocaloid stuff, and it's like people circling who, like, who's Gumi? I don't know. Didn't we used to tell your kind to lurk more or something? Get out of here. Why is Zako controversial? Because Kayuki, the vocal chosen for this song, was recorded from like an elementary school girl. I just, like, people going, oh, my favorite Vocaloid is Teto. I'm going to die of cringe. To make things worse, the video they replaced it with when they changed the vocal, they replaced the middle section with like Miku, Teto, and Neto TikTok dancing. And all I could think of was like the thing I love is full of tourists. Actually Miko's 16, did you know that? Wow, it's Miku Teto and the one that wasn't in Mesmerizer. Oog. I'm going to die of cringe. She's also a computer. No, she's not! She's a piece of software recorded by an adult woman. Her voice provider is Saki Fujita, aka adult woman and established voice actress. People are going to say all these things about Miku, but they don't really understand what a voice synthesizer is in the first place. Like, okay, Vocaloid is paid software, but I don't know, try Utao. Synthesizer V has a free version. Value or an AI provided by the government. This is true. Wait, if I'm provided by the government and the government is shut down, who's paying me? Nice try, buddy. It's a bunch of phonemes recorded, reorganized, and pitch shifted to be arranged into whatever, right? Yeah. At a base level originally, yeah. Vocaloid's a little... It used to be a little special in that it was just a lot more recordings overall, so you could transition things better. Like, a CV Utao. Just bare minimum, like, all the syllables you need for Japanese. It doesn't have any kind of transitions between those syllables. You know, it's just the raw, choppy vocals. I think there was also, like, art. What's the other one? Like, there was another kind. I think it started with an R. One worse than CV. But Teto was originally that kind of thing. One of her first songs, I don't think it's actually her first song, Song of the Eared Robot. You can hear how choppy her vocals are. As time has gone on, AI has become very, very linked with, what do you call it? Vocal synthesis. Like, for example, Vocaloid, I think they started with Vocaloid 5, but all the recent versions of Vocaloid have an AI mode you can use. Synthesizer V, very, very popular. It's what Teto is currently on. Is you actually can't have it just be the raw vocals, which is really upsetting, honestly. It is always somewhat internally processed. Synthesizer V's AI mode is kind of its staple, and it sounds generic. Very generic. Every synth V sounds kind of the same. I don't like it. So what you're saying is Friday Night Funkin' characters are Vocaloids? Most Friday Night Funkin' characters, at least the official ones, are actually just a dude going like beep boop into a mic, and then they auto-tune it and splice it up. It's not vocal synthesis. However, a lot of mods, I think, use UTAUs for their funkers or whatever. Oftentimes you'll see like BF cover or something, or like a mod that features the boyfriend character or whatever. Oftentimes that'll use an UTAU. It's kind of interesting because the guy doesn't actually speak, so any UTAUs made of him are going to be deliberately incomplete. Belle and Friday Night Funkin', it's me, the Friday Night Funker. Beep boop. This is true. I'm going to be in the next Friday Night Funking. We are funking. Is Belle voice a synthesizer or AI? Actually, I use an AI voice filter to sound like this. If I used an AI voice filter, I probably would choose a much cuter one, right? I have a terrible voice. At least naturally. Her natural voice is Shondo. I think hold on.
I'm Shadow. This is my natural voice. Ooh woo, ooh woo. It is I, the true Belle.
Did that game ever come out, or is the developer working on Silk Song's development schedule? They got $2 million to sit and do who knows. Nuh-uh, you have a nice voice. Nuh-uh. I know you are, but what am I? I've never found myself disliking how you sounded. I guess everyone probably dislikes hearing recordings of themselves, but she mentioned me in a post yesterday, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And she included a clip in it, and it's like, oh, I'm so happy that she has a favorite moment of me, but oh my god, I hate this. Oog, oog, ow. I could have sworn I heard Shonda just now. Yeah, I let her out of her cage. She's fine. I'm always amazed at how good you can sound like an anime girl or a malnourished Victorian child. Actual voice acting is a real pain, but it's really easy to sound like Funimation quality. There's not a market for voice actors or actresses in the same way that there is in like Japan and whatnot. So these people don't really have to be professionally trained or anything. They just have to kind of be passable and have an in to the industry. Honestly, I think that's what makes I'm a hardcore like Valve nerd. Have you looked into any of the voice actors or actresses they have employed over the years? Because like all of them are random finds they find in like local theater and such, which is absolutely insane. Belle, don't insult yourself by calling yourself Funimation. I don't mind. I don't mind, it's okay. Funimation, they're not always the worst. They can get pretty bad, but they're not always the worst. There's sometimes pretty good performances. That said, I can't think of a single Funimation anime off the top of my head. I always remember Deku's voice whenever I think of Funimation. I don't even know what Deku sounds like anymore. Every time I try to think of like, what does Deku sound like? It's like, Daddy's very angry. Come back here. I can't do it. I can't do it. Gotcha voice actors always be getting into trouble. Well, that's just because the voice acting industry is very small and very exclusive in the West, so they don't really need PR training or anything like that, you know? They don't. I mean, how many gotchas even get voice dubbing? Hoyoverse, I guess? What else? What else? Nothing. I don't necessarily have anything against random voice actresses. I honestly even have some of my favorite. Like, I could tell you my favorite English voice actresses and whatnot. It's just a matter of, like, it's a lot of people just have to be in the right place at the right time, you know? Uma Musume hasn't praised the Lord. I honestly wouldn't mind if they did, and as long as there's still an option to stick with Japanese. Sorry for all the clicking. I can kind of hear it myself. Not bad. I shudder to imagine Urara's English voice. There is kind of a chronic issue in... I think it's kind of because of all the stigma surrounding it, but there's sort of a chronic issue where lolis, functionally, are always voiced by older sounding women. And it's not that there's a shortage of women who can do like cute high-pitched voices. It kind of feels like they don't want them to have that sort of voice. Like, they want to de-childify them a bit, I guess. I don't know. Whenever I think of that sort of stuff, the example I always think of is Sailor Moon. Like the original dub Sailor Moon. Where she has a kind of cute voice to start with, and then she descends into this really weird, like, oh, why? It's strange. It's so strange. This one's fun. It's a little FL Studio sounding. This Japanese cartoon is too Japanese. I told my dad that he was kind of mean about anime when I was younger, and he was like, what? I just called it weird. Weird doesn't mean bad, and it's... I like plenty of weird things. It's like, I'm not sure. That's... On the old Vocaloid lyrics wiki, this one was hell. Because it would show up in the tag for like every major voice bank, because there are something like 35 distinct vocals mixed into the background here for some reason. Has he bought any more Soviet calculators? I hope not. I am concerned about our budgeting. I think it's good to be interested in things. But this is it consumerism if you buy vintage stuff that nobody would want? It's only consumerism if you did it because your favorite retro tech YouTuber did it. Did a video about it. It's just because the people involved in localizing anime hate the genre and its fans are intentionally sabotaging it. I'll be honest, you sound like a conspiracy theorist. I think localization is very tricky because there's kind of an amount of personal opinion that has to go into it, right? There's kind of, like, this person talks in a crazy amount of slang. Should we translate it as directly as possible and just make this person sound weirdly formal despite their disposition? Or Should we translate it into modern slang that we have in the US? And they'll pick the latter for the sake of the personality showing through, and people will go like, oh my god! Ugh! Why? I do think there should be more options in translation, because there's kind of an issue with, I'll go to a quiet one. There's kind of an issue with, you can't go to like who your favorite fan translators are anymore, because they're going to go like, oh, Crunchyroll's translating it, go watch it on the translator or whatever. Did you play the Union Syndrome demo? No, I didn't. I haven't played that game at all. Conspiracy theory doesn't disprove him. Well, I mean, there's also conspiracy theories like birds aren't real, you know? I won't say that there isn't like mistranslation and stuff like that, but I think it's kind of stupid to go like the people dedicated to this anime and stuff are intentionally sabotaging it because they hate it. Like voice actors, they get paid terribly. You know, they get literally nothing by staying in that industry. They are certainly doing it just because they like anime. Maybe I don't think it's necessarily wrong to be uncomfortable with something, but I think there's kind of a problem with terminal censorship. You know? Kind of like I can't believe this story has sexual assault in it, you know? That's horrible. This person is a fetishist. Or, you know, there was mouth washing or whatever, where nobody wanted... There was a woman who got raped in it, and all that she was as a character was a woman who was raped. She's not allowed to exist outside of that, you know? If you show her doing silly things in art, or, you know, like, want to draw her in a bikini or something, it's like, oh my god, why are you drawing a rape victim in a bikini? She's not real! She's not real, god damn! And also, why are you reducing rape victims to rape? Hi, Forest Valley. Exactly, the pay is terrible and there's no benefits. The only possible reason to do the job is because they have ulterior motives. Voice actors are just like Reddit moderators. I mean, I won't say that there's no voice actors like that, but I think to say the majority of the industry is like that is kind of insane. I think there's probably in between here. I think there's bad translation and bad localization. I think it's also kind of over exaggerated. I think it really depends on the studio, you know? Like Fire Emblem Fates was a travesty of localization, but also kind of in a fascinating way. You've kind of created a new art by having such terrible localization, but now you've deprived an audience of the original version. Won't you be my pickle pal? Oh, did you see that Anya from Mouthwashing is getting an Nendoroid with an overdose face and a pill bottle accessory? The pill bottle isn't actually the one she overdosed on. The one she overdosed on was in a green bottle. But also, I kind of like when Nendoroids have blood and gore and stuff. It's kind of like, man, this is crazy, right? That said, I would never buy a Nendoroid for a game that literally takes 2 hours to play. Good on the devs for getting so much success, but wow. I think that Nendoroid costs like 3 times the game. And honestly, I wouldn't pay $20 for that game anyway. I mean, it's a fine story, but it's kind of like... It's almost Baby's first visual novel. Except you can walk in it. Yeah, Doki Doki Literature Club would probably be the more formal. Baby's first visual novel, but I don't think it has the same grip it used to have. Ooh. Unless it's Helltaker because Girls on Suits is cute. I also didn't really understand Helltaker. I respect the guy as an artist, but I don't really know how it got so huge. The characters aren't... There's not like a lot of dialogue to extrapolate depth from the characters. What's the minimum hours required for you to consider purchasing a Nendo? I would say probably... At least like an anime length's worth of hours, right? I think games in general, I have more leniency for things that you watch versus things that you play. I think games should be at least like 5 hours, right? Depends on the game. Some games are fine being short, you know, you don't need to drag out something you don't need to drag out, but... You know, I'm not going to applaud a 2-hour not quite video game. Not quite visual novel. That's my thoughts. Didn't the dev say he made the game just because he wanted more art of girls in menswear? He also could have drawn it. Wait, is the dev Van Ripper, or is he just the artistic face of the game? I was under the impression that he made the entire game. If he didn't, then whoops. I've got an incorrect perspective on it. I'm putting them in their outfits because I won't be able to take it seriously if they're not. It's, like, watching the first season of Madoka is maybe, like, 4 hours? If you're watching through the movies, at least, if I'm thinking right. I would say that's worth buying an Android for, probably, but if it were a 4-hour game, that would have to be an amazing game, I think. But Van Ripper is a established artist. I was under the impression that he made the entire game. Honestly, I think Helltaker is some of his more boring girls. After this one, I might take a break from the game. Just chat for a bit or something. Ah. Scuff. And not draw. The store page only lists him as dev and publisher, so I suppose your assumption is correct. I think it's impressive to be like a one-man team. To create your very own game on your own. Well, into the dark void. Here you go. Play the BGM. I think there is something very admirable about doing it all on your own. Usually when someone like does something like that, it doesn't get nearly as huge. I'm not sure why Helltaker was the one to win, you know? The dark void at the bottom of the sea, home. If you guys were... what do you call them? If you guys were fish, I think you guys would be pearlfish. I think you would live and sea cucumbers' butts. And dine on their organs. Thanks for the game, little bro.
No problem, Oni-chan.
I think Zune makes games so he can put his music and girls somewhere. I really like the part where Toho has like no men whatsoever. Technically there are, but I think they're all in like spin-offs. It's kind of hard to say spin-off because everything in Toho is canon technically. She still got it. I've still got it.
Thank you for everything, big bro.
I'm going to die of cringe. Nobody even cares that I called you all like fish that dwell in sea cucumbers' butts. That's the voice I remember from the clips where she showed mold on camera. Okay, I did that deliberately though. The mold, I grew it deliberately, okay? Okay? It was deliberate mold. A mold that I grew in my closet. Off a cheesecake. I don't do that anymore, but I don't think I was necessarily that in the wrong. I'm going to block you.
Bye bye, Oni-chan. I used to always talk with this voice though. I kind of miss it sometimes, but also I don't. Kind of, it's weird. It's weird, you know?
I know. I think Helltaker's music, art, and gameplay just happened to be a perfect storm at the time. I guess it was like very entry-level gameplay and also waifu simulator or something. It's a very cute voice, can't say I prefer one over the other. I don't know. Didn't you used to talk with that voice outside of streaming? I was saying that I used the voice so much, it kind of raised my overall voice pitch. So I was talking more, I guess, just in a higher range. Not really vocal fry-y. I wouldn't say this isn't vocal fry, but I definitely didn't go full lolly, but you know. The voice started taking over. No, I just started demonstrating. Oh. It's more, I don't know. I never noticed you getting higher pitch, so I got used to it. Now it's like being flashbang. I had a similar thing to like early stage Pippa. Where, you know, I talked like this, but I would be kind of lazy about the way I talk, so it's kind of this like low pitch lolly voice in a weird way. And then suddenly I'd go back to my cute form and then go back to whatever, you know. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I think those kind of mannerisms in girls are kind of, it's fun. To wolf something. There are 2 wolves inside me. One of them likes woman. You take that back this instant is what I would have typed had I stayed in front of the PC to hear you call a sea cucumber by eating fish instead of going to the kitchen. You're pearlfish because you guys are a treasure that happens to live in sea cucumbers' butts. It's okay. It's okay. One wolf likes woman, the other wolf likes woman, the wolves both like women. Nothing better than the flesh of woman. Tasty, tasty meat. That's what I imagine the wolf was actually thinking. Bell making me feel like everything's going to be okay. What, your home is in sea cucumber butt? Jingle, jingle, jingle. Oh, I guess they like them for different reasons. I think I saw online or something that the 2 wolves metaphor was like, not metaphor, but tacky. Like one of those fake Native American stories you hear. Like, oh, the Native Americans speak of wisdom or whatnot, and they're actually just chilling. Isn't it from Fallout 2? I don't know. Have I ever talked to you guys about how my little brother really likes Fallout? I bought him Fallout New Vegas, and he told me that I asked him to talk about, like, oh, you know, what's your favorites? You know, how do you feel about the whole franchise? And you want to know what he told me? He told me Fallout 1 was the best game in the franchise. Which is kind of fascinating, in a way. He told me Fallout 4 was bad, Fallout 2 was weird. I don't think he played Fallout 3. He told me Fallout New Vegas was decent, but he didn't like how tonally incongruent the story was. And I don't know what that means. The rare base Gen Alpha. When does Gen Alpha end? Because I'm not sure if he is. No, when does it start? I feel like it starts at like 2012 or something, right? I don't know. We're in beta right now. Eee. I think the worst... These beta babies being born and whatnot. I think aside from, like, seeing my relatives have little babies and feeling very, very suddenly old, like, these babies are going to grow up having known me as an adult their whole life, and that's kind of scary. But also, I'm having to see all sorts of horrible names. Emily spelt with 2 M's. Why? Why? There's no reason to do that. That's terrible. You are Gen Alpha? I'm not Gen Alpha. I'm Gen Z, you clown. Maybe. Yes. Where does the second M go? Up yours, fellow. Steven, spelt with a PH. They're just being accommodating to his lisp, okay? They're just being accommodating to his lisp. Oh, these parents grew up during COVID. They can't spell, you should know that. No, I'm talking about my relatives who are very much millennials. Grew up in the 80s and 90s and whatnot. And now they're, you know, finally settling down to have kids and giving them terrible names. It is kind of funny when they give them normal names, but I know that they're the most popular names of the year. Recently, like, plant names or nature names are very popular. They had, the US Census or something has a page for it. Liam, Noah, Oliver, Theodore, James, Henry, Mateo, Elijah, Lucas, and William. These are terrible names. All of these sound like men with ponytails. I feel like they have rolled up sleeves and tattoos on their forearms. I don't want to see that. My friend is having a baby. I never realized this child will always know me as an adult. My cousins who I considered young remember me as a teenager. I'm getting old. Old man. Old man. It's okay, I'm getting old too. I found free vodka in a closet, by the way. I got vodka now. Free vodka. I could have also gotten paid vodka, but it's free! In a closet. Mystery vodka. My nephew, who I helped raise from newborn, has a job now. Ooh! 16 or something. Is it open? Yeah, but vodka doesn't go bad, right? It's like drinking perfume, you know? How was Wyatt the 37th most popular name in 2010s? I don't know, wasn't there like an educational children's show on PBS Kids or something with a main character named Wyatt? Wyatt sucks as a name. I feel the same way about like Josh. Like those aren't names that an adult man has, right? It's a name that you give to a kid, and then that kid grows up and it's like, oh, I thought you'd be like 12. What are the most popular female names? Olivia, Emma, Amelia, Charlotte, Mia, Sophia, Isabella, Evelyn, Ava, and Sophia again, except it's spelled with an F this time. I think multiple of my relatives have had babies with these names. I have an aunt, and I think both of her kids have their names on this most popular name list. It's probably not doxing at this point, is it? Like in this sort of case? You think the state would let me name my son XXXYXDXXX? I think you'd have to remove the underscores, probably. And then maybe they might feel bad. There was that study, though. There was that lady who named her kids, like, normal things, and then she had a daughter and named them Marijuana Pepsi. And Marijuana Pepsi went on to, like, get master's degrees and become a very respected scientist or something. Something like, a lot of people will aspire to overcome their terrible name. Apparently she hates being called Mary, I think. Where is Sephiroth? I don't know, looking for his wing? I've never played Final Fantasy or whatever Sephiroth came from. Yep, it was Marijuana Pepsi. He prefers Juan. It was this deal where, I don't know. She never changed her name, though. Honestly, things like Mary Jane would be... It'd be a very cute name if it weren't... If they weren't... Do you remember the parents Bethesda bribed to name their kid Dovahkiin? I think... I'm appalled at the thought of Bethesda unnecessarily spending money. Sephiroth from the acclaimed game Magic the Gathering. Whenever I think of Magic the Gathering, I always think of that one image where someone spilled their entire collection down the stairs. You know, go ahead, start gathering. I think I shall go now. Maybe. Question mark. Who knows? Maybe I'll die. I just think of the guy going around taking pictures of cracks. What kind of cracks are we talking about here? I feel like going to a Magic the Gathering convention, you could probably get a lot of the secondary kind of crack. Maybe in any convention, really. I'd be more concerned about the smell of getting close to those people, though. Ugh. What do you think? I should get ready for work. I don't know. Later, Belle. Later, chat. Chat. See ya, Breezy. Keep it sleazy. People saying chat is really common. I don't know if this is just a me thing, but I've never really liked saying chat. It feels kind of dehumanizing. I feel. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. If I became like 20 times the size I am now, maybe I would understand. You know, a lot of times you gotta keep that kind of distance. Or, you know, you really can't distinguish between people at a certain size. But I just don't like it. You've never really used any form of address when talking to us? That's because everyone's different people, you know? It's kind of, how do I talk to people as a collective when everyone's saying their own opinion? I guess. I mean, I go into a VTuber's chat, I get acknowledged in the when I type in there, like, as me. It's like, oh, oog, oog. I read somewhere about a middle school teacher who said her students were actively using chat in their daily speech. She was calling it the first ever fourth person pronoun. That's annoying because it's not. I doubt it's the first, and honestly, I doubt that it's a fourth person pronoun at all. Like, if you say people, is that a pronoun? It's not. Chat, are we cooked? I don't get it. Also, I think if you're hearing all of your students say chat, I think I'm going to die of cringe at the thought that most people engage in streaming now. Nothing wrong with it, it's just a matter of like, I feel like it is very much not healthy for the vast majority of people to be engaging with this as entertainment. You know, watch a TV show. I think students particularly, they don't have that much free time, right? I think it's especially important during critical times of their life when they only have so much time to themselves to engage in actual intelligent media. Does your brother watch streamers? I don't think he really does. I think he, I'm pretty sure like all he does is draw. I don't press him about that because, you know, whatever, you do you, my friend. I'm kind of amazed he has such crazy will though, because I would not want to spend all my time drawing. I draw and I'll keep drawing. It's just the entire time I'm going to think like, oh god, this is why I hate drawing. Drawing's the worst thing ever. Because TV shows suck. You can watch an older TV show too! Astonishing, right? You've never heard of such a thing? Streams do take up quite a chunk of time. The only time I actively engage with them these days is with you, though. Usually it's in the background while I'm busy with something. Aww. I think it kind of depends. Like, some VTubers I don't want to engage with at all because I'm going to die. Sometimes it's nice to have on while I'm doing something that doesn't actually require full attention. I think music's the best choice though. I guess people still loosely refers to those physically around you while chat kind of doesn't. No different from saying gosh or whatever in that sense though. But if you're not referring to anything with chat, then it's not really a pronoun you're using, right? It's kind of like a catchphrase you're saying, or like, I don't know, you're schizotolpa. Teachers who say there's a thing called fourth person is why we have parents naming their kids Emily with 2 M's. It's not like they have a reason. It's not like they're getting paid to know better. Come on. I think they get paid like maybe twice double minimum wage, and that's not that good. Don't they get paid like $30,000 a year or something? The newer generation don't know how to watch older TV shows. If it's not on the front page of Netflix, Disney Plus, or Amazon Prime, then it doesn't exist for them. They don't know how to torrent. A lot of them, corporations worked really hard on this, but a lot of them are actively opposed to piracy. I remember this in high school. I was like, oh yeah, you know, I just downloaded online. Piracy, woohoo. And people are like, you know that's illegal, right? You know that's ethically wrong? You know, Disney's gonna come sue you. Like, no, they're not. There is no physical object being stolen. There was no money exchanged in the distribution of this. This was just a matter of, like, a digital product that functionally does not exist. They didn't get a paycheck for it this time. My little brother was super opposed to it too. I was like, oh, you know, if you want to watch anime or something, I can Like, I can torrent it, or, you know, I can just show you where to find an online site or something, and you can use an ad blocker. And he's like, but that's wrong, though. Like, okay. Okay. That's, sure. They literally would not download a car. I would download a car! That sounds so cool, you know? If I could download physical objects, I would do it. If I could download, like, a piece of cardboard, I would, you know? The kids are too accustomed to subscriptions. Subscriptions are the root of all evil, probably. Probably. Even my dad is a little opposed to piracy. I don't think he's entirely opposed, though, because he has... When I was younger, he set up, like, a little Raspberry Pi computer with some controllers, and he just downloaded, like, every ROM for every... every retro console small enough to fit on a Raspberry Pi. Like, up to Game Boy Color, I think. My sister pays for Spotify, it's crazy. I think it's crazy that people use Spotify in the first place. I tried Spotify, because, you know, everyone uses it. Sometimes you want to share, like, playlist with people or something. All the people that are dying to see my playlist. But, you know, I try it out, and it's like, okay, well, I'll look for the music that I like to listen to, and it doesn't have it. It's like, okay, I like Vocaloid. I like all sorts of Vocaloid. Let's search for some easy ones. It's like, what's World Is Mine? I don't... That's region locked, actually. Okay. Okay. I don't know, Joanna Newsom? She's not on Spotify. Am I too much of a loser? Should I want to listen to Weezer? I look just like Buddy Holly, you know? But I've seen people posting photos of bills or court summons they got in the mail for torrenting. Do you think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and say lies? I mean, you can get sent a cease and desist in some cases. I know Nintendo deliberately uploads, like, special ROMs on Pirate Bay that they're, like, semi-poisoned. So it's like, oh, now we know where you are. Okay, we're gonna send you a cease and desist. And then it does nothing. You know, what are you gonna do with that? It's just like a little scary thing. There's like a non-zero chance that'll happen, but... You know, why would you want to do that? Just, you know, think a little critically, my friend. But I'm wondering, is Twitch mad about, like, endorsing piracy? I don't know, who's gonna report me? Oh, most downloads aren't possible to trace, but torrenting is getting a little bit of the file from multiple places, so you get exposed. Yeah. It's just very specific cases, you know? Do not endorse it, just say it's not something you frown upon. I just think it's stupid that people are going to be like, oh my god, Disney's gonna starve to death if I download, I don't know, what's the latest Disney movie? Marvel. The Marvel movie. I only play ROMs from the Emo Paradise Good set I downloaded 20 years ago. Sometimes when there's a game people are making a big fuss about, I'll download it just to see, like, okay, what's the deal? There was that awful game, like, Date Everything or something. And I was thinking, like, okay, well, people are really fangirling over these guys, so maybe I'll look at it. And it was garbage. Absolutely terrible. It's just like, okay, you've got as many well-known voice actors and actresses as you could, and you put them in a really bad satire game. Irony poisoned or whatever. Ooh. Terrible. Kind of funny seeing like the absolute slop dating Sims people will get into. The only thing I heard about the game was how awful it was. I struggle to find a good thing to say about it. Like, it's passable. I feel like it's so hard to enjoy something that blatantly wants you to feel like, haha, this is so lame, this is so silly, you know, dating sims are so silly. It's kind of hard to enjoy it when clearly they didn't enjoy it that much. BlackRock CEO couldn't afford his 5th gold yacht because he already happy now. If pirating stole money from companies, I think I would download Skyrim 1,000,000 times and laugh at Todd. If you're gonna play a visual novel, at least play a good one like Deus Machine Demon Bane. I can't tell it. I'll be honest, I can't say like, oh yeah, I know that visual novel. You wanna know what visual novels I play? I play like god-awful Otome games I find by circumstance. Like, sometimes I'll play something that's well known, but they're always really boring. People are so boring. I don't need like Nightmare Forever Zone or something, but you know, if it's just going to be like, haha, this is a sweet, we love each other, there is nothing that bad that ever happens except maybe, I don't know, a rival shows up. Yeah, I can read a manga. I don't need to download it. I don't need to download it and actively click around. I'm a hater at heart. I think I said I was going to go like 10 minutes ago. Reading manga together stream soon? I'm worried about the potential of like, did you get banned for that? For showing it on the screen, I guess? I wouldn't mind something like that. You wanna, in that Date Everything game, there were multiple routes where you get cucked. Straight up. There are multiple like NTR routes in Date Everything. And they don't warn you. They have like a built-in trigger warning where like you can click something on and a character will show up before you start a route and she'll go like, oh, warning, there's this type of content in this. They don't warn you if you're getting cucked though. It's just okay. Okay. Why? My god. Did they want that? Did they think that would be a fun thing to write? I was kind of appalled. You can just tell us what's happening without showing the pages. I'd watch, listen. I think things like where VTubers do like dub overs, it's kind of fun. I feel I'm not that good at acting though. I can do different voices kind of. I'm not that good at it though. I think I'm gonna go. I said I'd go like 20 minutes ago, and then I got distracted and kept chatting. I think it's fun to do things. I haven't done the dishes yet. Or I still have to fold my laundry, and I'll take a picture of the rats for you guys and post it. You guys might like that. I like it. I like the rats. I rearranged their cage recently. Originally I had 2 big cages, one for Chubby, and there was one I bought separately for Kit Kat to avoid babies. And Kit Kat died, so I ended up having a spare cage. So I attached them, and I re-separated them recently to be smaller, so that I could have a spare cage if I wanted to get more rats and such. I think they actually kind of like how cramped it is right now. There's a lot of like weird ways they gotta climb around. I was surprised because I crammed a lot of stuff in a small space. I hear that rats like clutter. Now I can fill it with all the boxes I want. Those are pretty big cages for rats. They're pretty big cages for chinchillas too. I don't know. I try to put myself in a rat's shoes, but I can't really imagine it. Maybe because rats don't have shoes. It'd be weird if I said I try to put myself in a rat's feet though. I'm gonna go. For real, for real, for real. This time. Say farewell. I will say farewell. Farewell.